to another episode of the Ohio Eternal podcast. My name is TJ Houston. I am your co-host today, and as always, I am joined by he has so many different names as we found out this year at Eternal Weekend, but the one that we know him by the most, Tony Plowshares. How we doing today, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Living my dream. And you might also notice that we have a new face on the show, and this is Mr. Barnes. So, Mr. Barnes, as we are going to so lovingly call you, joined us about 2 weeks ago. He had mentioned that he wanted to be more active in the podcast and helping out, and has a lot to offer to the audience, and also has a level of technical acumen that can help do episodes when I'm not available. Because the reason that we haven't had a lot of episodes up is because of my schedule and just getting everybody kind of at the same time. It makes it a little bit difficult. So, Barnes, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been playing Magic? What do you primarily play? What formats? What styles? All that fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, I'm Barnes. I'm a Columbus gamer, originally from Mansfield, Ohio. And I'll touch any deck that's got red in it. For the most part, I'll be our resident red mage. I like to splash black, splash some white. But particularly, I like... I have an affinity for aggro lists. So, but yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm excited to dive in with you guys and talk shop.
Yeah, absolutely. So today's episode, as you might have noticed by the title, is just kind of unloading from Eternal Weekend. Tony and I went out there, and Barnes went out. You guys got there Thursday as well, I do believe. So we got there and kind of got acclimated and just picked up a few last minute things and just kind of, started hanging out, played. I don't know. Did you play any Legacy, any of the, what do they call them? Trial events on Thursday?
Yeah, dude. I definitely did. So we didn't get there. I know like Barnes and other people drove out around the same time. We did not make it in time for the free trial.
Right.
I signed up for a trial though, and so I didn't know they were just firing when they had like 35 people or whatever. And so I missed it. I went up to and Card Titan runs a great event. They're like, hey, no big deal. Like, we'll get you in the next one. So I didn't have to pay to get in the next one because I obviously missed my round. And then I get in my next one. And I'm standing there next to Roland Chang, and we're like, we both have a buy. Like, that's weird. So, yeah, a bunch of people, because it was like an odd number, in order for it to facilitate being a single event, got a buy round one. So then round two, I pair into one of our friends' ex-boyfriends, who I didn't know this at the time, completely smoke him. And they walk up to me afterward and they're like, oh, hey, like talking to my opponent. And they like see me and I'm like, oh, hey. And I give them a big hug and it's great. And we're walking away and they're like, yeah, that was my ex-boyfriend and this, that, and the other. And then I just dropped the event. I just dropped like 2-0 in the event, just like dropped it and walked away. I'm like, fuck it. So that was a pretty funny way to start Eternal Weekend.
Absolutely. And then Friday, we were in full-on gamer mode. We were, as Tony and I kind of talked in preparation for this Eternal Weekend, we had talked about how we were going to, really focus on competitive Magic this year, which sounds kind of odd. Like, that's really what it is, right? Like, what do you mean? Like, you're going to focus on it? In the past, it was the, O2 drop or, X whatever drop, and just go hang out, go get some beers, and like just the rest of the day was just trashed. And then after the event, hang out with friends and probably eat crappy food and feel like garbage and then not want to wake up and play. So we took a more thoughtful approach this year, I would say. Tony and I did some meal prepping. We had some tasty non-alcoholic beers. We had a plan, and it did pay off. And we saw these payoffs start off around Friday. So Tony, there was an event on Friday. It was the High Roller event. So you were what, X2 dropping that?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's about right. So Tony, how did you do in the High Roller event?
You know, man, it was a weird tournament, to be honest with you. Like every year, like we do the High Roller. Like I've signed up for it a couple of times now, and like it all, like I go through it and I'm like, you know, O2 drop. Like it just is what it is, man. And I don't know, like this year was a good year, you know. I played our friend Ryan Hayes round one, which is never fun. You know, Ryan is a phenomenal player. He played on the Pro Tour. Like the dude squared away, and it was a favorable match for me. But like, you know, you never want to queue into the homies. And yeah, I pulled it away 2-0, and I was like, man, I was like, maybe we're cooking a little bit. You know, I beat a really good player like round one, and yeah, so like I rattled off 5-0, like 10-0. Like I didn't drop a single game. And I was like, okay, like maybe we're here today. And so then I'm standing there and like Mike Reed was also in the EXO. We were the only two EXOs in going in round 6. And we're like, well, we can just double draw like into the top 8. Like that's great. So we were able to double draw in the top 8 and yeah, walked away with some dual lands. So this year, High Roller event, great payoff. Fittingly, I lost my quarterfinals match, which ended me with 4 Bayous, and I was playing Bayous, so it was pretty fitting end to the day. But no, it was a good day.
Absolutely. And going into and at this time I'm just playing side events, so I did like a 3-0 in Modern with Domain Zoo, then played a couple other side events, but it's feeling pretty good overall. We get to the main event on Saturday. So Saturday is when the Legacy main event happens, and I fortunately have to drive back to Ohio and photograph a wedding, and Tony is playing in the main event, and Barnes, you were in the main event as well, right? You guys both played in it.
Yes, that's correct. Well, I showed up. I was a part of the tournament.
Yes. So, Tony, tell us about kind of that first day. What were some of the matchups, and then where did you end up on that first day?
So day one, you know, so you have to be X3 to do day 2. Right, like that was the cutoff that like we figured out. Like Card Titan had posted that, so you functionally needed 18 match points to day 2.
And it was what, 9 rounds on the first day?
Yeah, it was 9 rounds.
Okay.
And yeah, it was a long tournament, man. But we did pretty good. I think we were X2 going into day 2. I lost to Mystic Forge and I think a Storm deck. No, it was mono red. That's mono right. Red. It was mono red. Yeah. So like historically, like 2 not phenomenal matchups for me, but yeah, but we ended up making day 2 at X2. And then, I mean, there was a lot of us. I know Barnes, you played the main event. And yeah, it felt like there was a couple of people that, you know, it just, I feel like the variance of it, like definitely fell my way because, you know, like we were talking last year, I think I went like 1-4 drop or like 0-4 drop or something like that, like last year, you know? But I mean, I didn't see going into the event, I'm like, okay, blue-black, Nadu decks, whether it's breakfast or like a Nadu mid-range, and then like Mystic Forge, like all of those decks, I was expecting to see billions of them, but like I didn't see a ton of them, at least like where I was at. Barnes, did you like have any like different experiences? Like, did you see like a lot of those decks, or what were you seeing? What was your day like?
Yeah, so you know, So before the Open, I've also played the High Roller, right? And I would say like those 4 rounds I played the day before the Open was like what you would expect out of like the meta share. Like I played Dimir Reanimator twice, back to back rounds 2 and 3, and I played Painter round 1, and but my day 2, or not day 2, but like the Open for me, like that was kind of an oddball. I played Doomsday round 1. Never played Doomsday in paper before. Only touched it in leagues. So it was like kind of tough. I wasn't really expecting to like have to worry about that. So I was a little dicey to like figure out how to navigate that on the spot. But yeah, day 2, and then I played Delver as well, or during the Open rather, and then also played like Sneak and Show. So I would say like I saw like
different, yeah,
pretty typical stuff. Like sure, it wasn't Omnitel, which is it's like probably more popular right now, but still like archetypes that were familiar enough. I didn't see anything that was like an oddball, right? In that case, I was the oddball playing Mardu Energy, right? That's kind of like the off meta deck.
Kind of a fringe deck, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and of course I paired into it round 1 during the high roller against Andrew, one of our friends. It's like, what are the chances? Like, what are the chances I pair into the mirror match?
That's wild.
Also the guy that I know, right?
Yeah.
Like that is crazy.
I mean, I still stand by this though. That deck is, I mean, regardless of like what the meta share was, and I've heard other people talk about it too, like that deck going into the tournament, like if it was not on somebody's radar, like they were doing themselves a disservice because that is a real deck.
Yeah. Still love the deck.
Played against it tonight, actually, in a league.
Oh, did you do a league tonight?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What were you on?
Red Prison.
Red Prison. Dude, I got stomped by Red Prison during the Open. I'm sorry, it was during the High Rollers. My last it was round 4 in the High Roller before it dropped. I got a Magus played against me in game 3, turns 2, turns 3, and turn 4. So I got 6 to death by Magus. I got absolutely, and just so people know, like, so there's a better context to this. I run 1 basic planes in my Mardu Energy list, which is like not that uncommon for folks that are running it. So that card's pretty good against my deck, considering I was not able to fetch for my planes. I died with a full grip and discarded multiple times.
So you're just like looking for a bombardment at that point, or like
dude, a raptor gets me back in, right? I can fight with a raptor. Like I don't need a lot, but
raptor into an Johnny. Yeah,
I saw all white and black cards.
So no.
Yeah, ended my high roller bet.
So going through, so that was day 1. You were X2. So Tony, going into day 3, talk us through that, or day 2. I'm sorry, going into day 2. What kind of stuff did you see? How far did you make it?
So I still think I have this sheet up here. Yeah. So so going into day 2. I played, so day 2 was 6 rounds. I started my day 2 off playing against Grixis Control. And I mean, we were still at this point running really hot. I then played against Mystic Forge. And at this point, I mean, we're still Xing too. And I'm like, man, I was like, if we keep this up, I was like, we're maybe prizing this thing. And then finally I got to see another blue-black reanimator deck, and I was so happy to see that. Like I was actively wanting to queue into all of the blue black reanimators because I just absolutely crushed that matchup. And then like I started really crunching the numbers after that win. You know what I mean? I rattled off 3 more wins on day 2 right out of the gate, and I'm like, we're like mathematically almost live to like top 8 this thing.
Right.
And then I got paired into Mystic Forge, and this was my first feature match area. And I don't know, at this point, like we're at like table like 6 or something, table 4, I don't know. And I sit down, I have no idea. Like I like open my hand and I look at it and I'm like, yeah, like this is a perfectly fair hand. Like it's got Safekeeper, it's got White of the Reliquary, Green Sun Zenith, a couple of Mana Dorks. I'm like, this hand's gas, like it does stuff. And he was on the play and he goes, turn 1, land a billion things, the 1 ring. He literally had a perfect 7-card hand to like dump the 1 ring on turn 1. And I'm like, wow. I was like, yeah, we're going to die. So, yeah, he quickly dispatched me 2-0. That was not good. And then the next round I got paired into Hank Zong, and he was on blue-black reanimator. So I was, again, happy to see that. And, yeah, so then we're sitting there, and we're going into round 15. And again, like Mike Reed, Roland, Johan Larson, like all these guys, like we're at the top, literally like 6-8 tables in the tournament. And we're sitting there, and I'm like talking to Mike Reed, and he's like, yeah, we're good to like all like just draw into top 16, you know, get our prize money, get our promos, like we're good to go. Like happy Easter weekend. And I'm at table 6, and my opponent sits down and he looks, and Johan and Roland are at table 1, and they have to play because of their record. Well, then I'm looking, and Mike Reed's like two tables down from me, and they're like all drawing the top 16. And my opponent looks at me, and he's like, dude, he's like, we're live for top 8. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, whoever wins our game is like live for top 8, because we were just going to draw. And like we looked at the numbers and we're like, no, like somebody's going to make top 8 out of our match. And I'm like, cool. I was like, well, this sucks. Like we have to play, but okay, sure. You know, I'm like, I hope you're playing Reanimator. And so full circle for this, in the high roller event in round 3, my opponent was a no-show, right? Riddle me that. But they weren't like announcing the events. So like small glitch in an otherwise well-run event by Card Titan. But yeah, so my opponent was the same guy that no-showed round 3 in the high roller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I didn't know about this.
Yeah, so this is like a full circle thing. Like this is like the universe working, right? So I sit down, and we're again over in the feature match area, not on camera. We're the backup. I'm always the backup. I'm never the feature. So we play, and we're sitting there, we're talking about everything, and we're like, yeah, and like, you know, we're live for top 8. This is great. And I don't know what the guy's on. At least I like intuitively, I don't really know. I haven't really seen him like around playing. So I keep an opening hand of like Mana Dork, Green Sun, Zenith, maybe a Safekeeper, and like some other stuff, like Keen-Eye Curator, Endurance, maybe. Anyways, he goes, turn 1, Urza's Tower key, pass. And I'm like, okay, great. So we're against a Mystic Forge again for winning in a top 8. I'm like, well, this sucks. This is not a good matchup. So I eventually resolve an oof. I like went and got oof right away with a Safekeeper in play. And the guy was just like stone nuts dead to that at that point. So like I stole game 1, and I was like, oh shit. Like we're 1 win away from top 8ing Eternal Weekend. Like this is hot. So yeah, so game 2, I board in my Natural Orders, Atraxa, like, you know, the Force of Vigors, like all the stuff that I'm supposed to board in. And I board out my stuff, and we'll get back to that. So I board out all my stuff. We play, The turn before I have the ability to get 4 mana, like literally the turn before, I draw Atraxa off the top of my deck. And I'm like, shit. So I untap. I now have the ability to make 4 mana, and I can't go get Atraxa. So I just cast Natural Order anyways, go get Collector Roof, put it in play, and I'm like, this is horrible. So he gets that game. So we go to game 3. We get into this really weird board state of, like, he needles Safekeeper at one point. He Disruptor Fluted a White of the Reliquary. And I'm just trying to, like, take his life total down at this point, trying to draw a Natural Order or something. There was a point in the game where my mana, for all intents and purposes, was established. And I had a Noble Hierarch and a Safekeeper that was already shut off. Before he Disruptor Fluted the whites, I had the ability to rotate a creature for a land. And when I did, I rotated the Noble Hierarch instead of the Safekeeper, because I'm like, well, if I find some way, like, Safekeeper's better in my mind, right? Find some way to get rid of the needle, like Safekeeper's turn back on. But I didn't realize that it took me from 8 mana down to 7 mana. So I draw Green Sun Zenith off the top of my deck, which I could have just went and got Atraxa at that moment. But I was 1 mana short. And it turns out that I had, like, exactly 1 turn, which is typically how these things go, right? I had, like, 1 turn to, like, come up with something. And if I would have got Atraxa, like, I'd have been really far ahead at that point, and he'd been on a 2-turn clock. And yeah, the game might have drastically, so, like, that mattered. But other than that, I ended 26th overall, so still got a promo. Made a couple bucks. So yeah, I mean, good weekend overall. For the green guys, that is.
Absolutely. So yeah, awesome run by Tony. Very tight plays. Just watching some of those matches, I remember Matt Strand being like, I wouldn't have even thought of that. Like, that's such big brain move. You know what I mean? Like, so it just shows that the work you've been putting in, has been paying off, which is awesome. To get 26 at the North America Eternal Weekend it's pretty awesome. So good work on that. So what is the next thing that we are preparing for? What's the next? Are you guys staying on the decks that you had at Eternal Weekend? Are you looking to new things? What are you guys doing?
I think, I'm definitely staying where I'm at. I think the new journey is for one Michael Barnes. I think Barnes is cooking in the kitchen right now, and I love what I'm smelling, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I've talked to Tony, and I think I've talked to TJ too a little bit about this in different chats. I hit Energy really hard. I picked it up in May of this year to prep for BCDL in August. And I've been grinding that deck nonstop in different variations, whether it was a Boros variation or Mardu. Just playing a lot of different piles. So that's kind of been my legacy journey. And that was coming off Burn, right? Just to paint some color to the story. I love the Energy deck. I still think it's really good, but I think I need a break from it. So for the next 2 months until like the end of this year, basically, I'm going to take a break. And I've been really wanting to play as a Delver and Mono Black mid-range. So I'm going to mess around with both of those lists.
Heck yeah.
I'm excited about both. And I have the benefit of I could just run like an Izzet Cutter list, because I don't have those cards, but I have it proxied. So a lot of the events that I am going to, I travel to Dayton once a month to go jam with those guys. That's a proxy friendly event. And I only need like a couple $100 worth of cards to play Mono Black mid-range. So I'm probably just going to pick up those cards and build it. So that's my speed, is what I'm finding, is those mid-range decks. So that's like my bread and butter. So I want to stay within that play style. But I can definitely mess around with some different cards. And blue's really outside of my wheelhouse, like Brainstorm, Ponder, Force of Will. Like, it's outside my wheelhouse, but it is fun. I did some play testing yesterday with our friend Michael Grafton, and We did 5 best of 5s, and that went pretty well. So I need reps at this point. So
That's awesome.
that's kind of where I'm at. But as far as events, to answer TJ's other question, I'm strongly considering like going up to Niagara for that event, for that Excalibur. I think it's
Excalibur events. Yeah. Excalibur events.
So I'm thinking about going to that next. There's another guy from our group that's also considering going, so I might run up there with him. But yeah, that's kind of what's going on in my corner. That's my headspace. So, but there will be a return to energy, I promise.
Who's the other guy going?
Tom.
Oh, is he? Nice.
Yeah. Well, he's thinking about it. We're both like thinking about it.
Dude, I would love to. Or you're planning to?
Yeah.
Oh, TJ, you're planning on going?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I need to figure out if I can get somebody, because that's one of the days, unfortunately, like a bunch of people are off.
Yeah.
And
it's the holiday weekend.
And I just can't get that Saturday off, man, because it's a Saturday event, right? And
hold on. Have you tried just telling them don't have any fires that day?
just don't have anything that day and just pretend I'm there.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might be able to, because like it's a Saturday event only, right?
No, I think there's a day they have some bonus events the day before.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's on Sunday.
On Friday. Because I don't know, man. I might be able to like cheese something out. Like, I mean, it depends on how like dedicated I am with it though. But like, if somebody really needs like Thanksgiving off, like I might just be like, and tell my family like, hey, like we're gonna do Thanksgiving on Wednesday, and I'm gonna work Thursday, and then
the money,
and then I'm gonna go get and then I'm just gonna go to Niagara Falls. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, that's a
good
10K.
luck with that. Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know. Like first place gets like 2 G's, right?
Yes, this is what we are talking about, guys. November 28th through the 30th, Magic the Gathering Convention. It's at the Niagara Falls Conference and Event Center. So the main event is a CEDH 20K. But then as you keep scrolling down, you'll see that there is a couple other things that are going on. So 8 cubes. So there's like a cubing event. There's the warm-ups. Legacy warm-up, so a 1.5K event. Starts at 4:30, so kind of a late event, but it's 3 rounds, payout by standing, event is not capped. And then as we go into Saturday, you see we have the Frenzy at the Falls 10K. $100 to get into, 7 rounds, and then a cut to top 8. First place gets 4,000, seconds 2,000, third and fourth get 1,000, fifth through eighth get 500 bones. So that is on the Saturday. Is that what I said? Yep, Saturday.
Yeah.
And then
TJ, was that warm up on Friday?
Yes.
I know you just said it. Okay.
Yep. Legacy warm up, 4:30 on Friday. Yeah. Which that is Black Friday, so I don't know. Well, maybe I'll go up Friday. A vintage. Vintage 1.5K.
Yeah. TJ, I wanted to ask you, did you end up playing much Legacy over the Eternal weekend?
Not at all.
Yeah. Nice.
Not even a little bit.
Didn't even touch those cards.
I played Pauper for the first time. Did the Pauper Showdown event, and I took 3rd in that. So that was kind of cool. One for the road.
TJ, one of the only people I know that has Paper Power and didn't even play it.
Hey, you didn't play My Power either.
I did not play.
Yeah,
you had a whole
hold on. What's worse, TJ owning Power, not playing Power, or you going to Eternal Weekend and not playing your namesake card? My vote's with namesake cards.
Fire.
Tony Plowshares not representing.
Esquire.
No, I threw people off. I sat down. They're like, "Oh, this is Tony P," and I didn't have any white cards in my deck, and they're like, "What is this?"
You're just kidding. No Mazavith. Just kidding.
Nope.
White of the Land to go.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was White of the Reliquary. That card is fucked up too. White of the Reliquary. That card.
Oh, I didn't want to stop you while you were like going over your day 2, but I wanted to ask you with like that. like that play where you didn't go fetch for like a Dryad Arbor to put you on 8 so you could like cast an Atraxa.
Mhm.
Normally you're like on every line, you see it. Do you think it was just like the amount of rounds that you had played, like you were starting to like feel that attrition, or was it like were you playing too fast? Like what do you think attributed to that?
That's a great question. Yeah, I think that as far as like the number of rounds, like I was definitely like over Magic at that point.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I mean, you know, I played what technically I played 6 rounds on Friday. I played 9 rounds on Saturday, and then I played 6 rounds on Sunday. Like at that point, I was just like so burnt out of it. But I think more so than anything, it was like I was almost in autopilot mode, and I'm like, well, because like I got tunnel vision essentially, which like I think attributed to the fact that I was tired. And I'm like, I didn't think of the fact that I could draw green suns and it was an out. I kept thinking like I can draw natural order and I have a cradle and a billion mana. Like at a point when I said I can make more than 6 mana, I knew that like my mana is established.
Sure.
And especially with the configuration of the deck game 1, like I never needed like to green sun for an Atraxa, like game 1. That just was never a thing because I didn't have it in my main deck. So like
Yeah.
I always thought to myself, well, I have, you know, more than 6 mana. Like I have plenty of mana to do whatever I need to do this turn, including like, and 4 for me was a really big thing because I could like flash in Talon Gates if it was in my hand and like, you know, cast natural order. And I just kept like thinking about that. And when I top decked that Green Sun Zenith, like as soon as I saw it off the top of my deck, I was like, fuck. Because I already knew that I couldn't make that much mana. I was like, shit.
Yeah. That was like one of those instant realizes like, oh, I fucked up. I had a line and I got
Yeah, but like overall for the weekend, like I do have to say that like, yes, like being back in my color wheelhouse of playing green cards and like knowing almost every line with the deck and like feeling very comfortable, like it showed, like not just in my record, but like in my plays, like my play to play. Like you know, there was a sweet line. I know you guys have heard this too, where like I top decked and this was against Hank. I top decked a Mana Dork, and I had a white in play. I had a Snuff Out in my hand and no Bayous. I played a Talon Gates from my hand, phased his dude out, and then swung with the white before blocks, rotated the guy to get a Bayou so that I turned on Snuff Out, and I killed his other dude before blocks so that I could just get my white through and like put him to 1. And, you know, I'm like, well, now you have 1 creature and I've got 2 and like you're at 1. So good luck.
Right. You never should have left green.
I never should have left green. You're not wrong. But I mean, and you know, so it's funny too, because when we were leaving, we stopped on our exit journey and ate at Condado at dinner before we went home. And there was a group of Canadians there. And the one guy was the lands player that won, which was really funny because, you know, he just crushed me on lands. And like, as soon as I saw he was playing lands, I'm like, yeah, dude. I'm like, this is fitting. Like, I'm going to get wrecked. And I did. And he's like, yeah, he's like, you know, my tournament kind of fell apart after that. And I'm like,
good switch.
Yeah. I was like, well, you should have played Green Sun Zenith and White of the Relic Reed. I don't know what to tell you, because people did not know what to do against those cards.
That deck's good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good when you have a focused game plan and you know what's going on. Like, you have to know your role in the matchup. Like, I was talking to somebody who, Rami, who was like almost 9-0 day 1 with Mystic Forge. And he's like, I just played against Cradle. He's like, and I absolutely dog walked the guy. He's like, I didn't think he knew what role to take in the matchup. And he asked me open-endedly, he's like, what role would you take in that matchup? I was like, you have to be a control deck. I was like, I'm never going to be faster than you. I was like, I have to hope to draw Thoughtseize and Wastelands and Force of Vigors and just slow you down long enough that I can get something. I was like, you're going to do enough damage to yourself with Ancient Tombs and the One Ring that I really am just trying to bide my time to get into Traxxon play or draw enough Wastelands and Thoughtseizes that like I can make your board state so anemic that like I can land a threat and just start clocking you with it. But he's like, yeah, this guy was just like, you know, dropping threats and not interacting with me. And I'm like, yeah, that's bad. If you're a passing ship in the night with Mystic Forge, you'll lose. Like, you can't do that with that deck.
Yeah, because like I wouldn't say that the Cradle Control deck has like a super quick clock, right? Like you know, you're not gonna blow them out of the water like super fast, right? So you kind of have to take a back seat.
Yeah, you can make like and especially over time, like, you know, like White of the Reliquary gets big really quick. Keen-Eyed Curator can be big really quick, but like both of those cards need time for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So like on turn 2, a White of the Reliquary is almost always going to be a 2/2. Same thing with Keen-Eye. It's almost always going to be a 3/3 on turn 3. But like turn 7, those cards are probably not 3/3s and 2/2s.
Yeah, you're not Izzet Delver where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna play 2 cards in a surveil land and dump, you know, 6 cards into my graveyard and get Delirium, right? Like your deck doesn't do that, right? It's a slower process to build up your graveyard. Well, I think TJ's mic's muted.
Yeah, I can't hear him. He's, oh no. Where did TJ go?
He's gone. He took off for the night.
Sorry,
I was getting messages regarding the Commander League, so I gotta make sure that I get my Commander deck all lined up and ready for that webcam league.
They call that the dark side of Eternal Weekend. That's what I heard. The Commander players.
It's eternal. It's eternal.
No, I'm kidding.
It's eternal-ish.
No,
so
it is. 100%.
As we look to close out on this episode, kind of what are your guys' final thoughts as far as kind of what you learned from this Eternal Weekend and like what was your biggest takeaway? For me, it was taking care of yourself, putting your mask on first, you know, getting better results, like the meal prepping, the, you know, being honest with the people around you. Like if you need something, tell us, you know, especially if we're not in the event anymore. You know, drinking water and all those things. Like at no point did, like, this is the best Eternal Weekend that I've ever felt, like personally, like not waking up with a hangover and like greasy food and like all that, but still like had a really good time, still ate phenomenal food, still had delicious beers. It was just everything in moderation. So I guess my takeaway is putting on my mask first, so that way I can play the best Magic that I can.
Tony, you want me to go?
Yeah.
I can. Yeah. So my big takeaway was kind of very similar to TJ's. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of sleep. I woke up at 2:00 in the morning, Thursday morning, awake, like wasn't going back to bed.
Bricked up.
Yep, I was ready to go to Eternal Weekend, man.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I woke up at 4:00 every morning in the Airbnb. Can't say what that was to. It wasn't like somebody woke me up. It wasn't like that, like within the Airbnb, because we had like 6 guys. Wasn't that. I went to bed early, but I did not sleep well. It definitely affected my play. And I was really smart about at BCDL, and I'll share this with the group because it's really relevant. I'm type 1 diabetic, right? So like sustaining food throughout an event is like really important. It's important for anybody, but me being the little guy that I am, I have quick metabolism. I need to keep eating. At BCDL, I prepared for that really well. I packed like lots of cheese sticks, almonds. I had 3 turkey sandwiches, and then on top of like the pizza that they had, and then obviously the chicken dip, right? So I was never hurting at BCDL, but getting into rounds 4 and 5 at Eternal Weekend, like there was times where I like couldn't eat, and I'd only had like a granola bar, which is like not enough.
Right.
So I will prepare even better next year. I don't know what I can do about the sleep. You know, I brought my vitamins. I went to bed early. I don't know. It's just probably anxiety. But the food thing I can control, and I did a poor job of doing that. Even down to like the bag that I picked to bring to Eternal Weekend was like small and compact, and I couldn't, even if I wanted to bring some extra sandwiches or something, I wouldn't have had the capacity to do so. So I'm going to approach that different next year, and hopefully I have some better results too. Not saying that it was 100% related to like why my results were bad this year, but it's something I can control for next year, and it's something I definitely need to consider. It's a variable I can control. I need to own it.
100%.
No, dude, I mean, you guys both took the words right out of my mouth. Like that, as small of a factor as it is, like I definitely can emulate. Like you guys noticed Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I hardly hung out with anybody during the event. Like I literally focused on hydrating myself, eating, and going to the bathroom. Like I finished my match and I was like, cool, bathroom, hydration, food, period. Like I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't do anything else. I was like, I need to rest my brain, drink water, and I need to eat food. And yeah, which is different than last year where I went, 0-4 drop because I wasn't hydrating. I wasn't eating. I wasn't going to the bathroom on time, and like, so the big thing was, I think like 2 rounds out of 15, I specifically called a judge when we got sat and told him like, I need to go to the bathroom. Like I had been not playing Magic for over 15 minutes. And like, I already went to the bathroom and I was drinking so much water that I had to go again before the match started. Well, one time I had to drop a deuce. And I called the judge and I was like, I got to go to the bathroom. And he's like, cool. Like they're good about that. So like, take care of yourself, because when I came back, I was like, I wasn't all built up. I felt good. I didn't have to pee. Like it was just like we were jamming it at somebody's house, I was like, hey man, gotta pause. Let me go to the bathroom. Let me take care of myself for 5 minutes and I'll come back and you got me for 50,
Yep.
So just something as small as that, like I really, and like with the food prep, like that was a game changer. Because we always had good food, like right on time. And like, TJ was a rock star about making sure that I had that, during the events, he was like, hey, like, I'm going to be free. It's like, 11 o'clock. He's like, I'm going to be free here in 20 minutes. I'll go grab that from the car and bring it back. And I'm like, yeah, like perfect. So yeah, definitely having friends that can do that. Like I must admit, I would not have done as well as I did if I didn't have friends like you guys and like everybody else that was looking out for me, helping me in more ways than one. It wasn't just TJ brought me food. It was a magnitude of things.
Right.
And, I would definitely not have done as well if I didn't have a solid group around me. So I have to attest that to you guys, but yeah, like definitely going forward, I will be taking the same approach, like taking care of myself, the hydration, the bathroom, the food. And yeah, like playing something green. I can promise you that.
Yeah.
We've yielded our best results when we have cast forests, or played forest. You can't cast a forest, but played it.
Yeah. I think you had to switch. I think TJ could probably attest to this, but like just listening to you talk about the deck once or twice, I'm like, is this guy gonna shut up about this deck? We get it, you like it. Like it was such an obvious move.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that it worked out, man. We were definitely rallying for you hard. TJ, you were there when we were all yelling Tony Pro Tours, right?
Oh yeah.
Dude, well, I don't know what it was.
Funny.
I think it was the High Roller event. And
Yeah.
and it was like round 5 or something. And I didn't realize at that moment that I was playing for like a double draw in. And I like sit down with my opponent. Dude, I'm so in the zone. Like I said, like I did not exist outside of like right here. And I sit down for my match and I'm like, hey, how's it going, man? And my opponent goes, man, you're pretty popular, huh? And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, I don't know. Which is funny because I had a couple people like say something about this. And I'm like, yeah. And then like it hit me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, and he's like, your friends behind me. And I'm like, what? And I like kind of tilted my head over and I saw all you guys. And I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, those are my boys. And he's like, yeah, I gathered that. Yeah. So definitely having a good group around you to support you, look after you, you know, and it's the same thing. Like it could not be me next year. If you guys are doing awesome, like I need to do my part and make sure that you guys are being taken care of. Like, you know, hey, between rounds, like, are you good? Do you need me to refill your water bottle? You know, do you need me to get you food? Do you know, what can I do to help you succeed? You know?
Yeah.
Because that's what friends do. So, I mean, you know, just recognizing, and I think, you know, and like on top of my little stool here, you know, like with the fire department, like when we go on fires and stuff like that, there's a couple of like positions that facilitate that. Like you have the guys that are in there, like actually like, you know, humping the hose that are, you know, fighting the fire. And then you have the guys outside that are like running the pump and like stuff like that. And when we come out of the fire, like those guys are the same way. They're like, let me take your air pack off. Let me get you Gatorade. You know, here, there's sandwiches over here. Like, so when I'm in that position and I'm outside of the truck, like I amplify that. I'm like, give me your air pack. Like I'm ripping it off of them, you know, because those guys are tired, you know. Hey man, here's a bottle of water or Gatorade. Which one do you want? You know, like shoving it in their face. Like you got to be that guy to support the guys that are doing the other thing. You know what I mean? So that's a big thing for me, at least. Like I want to make sure that I can be that guy for somebody because you guys were definitely that for me, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, I'm just glad you killed it.
Yeah.
Oh no, we lost TJ again. I don't know if we have time. I wanted to see like, we'll see what TJ says if he wants to keep going or not.
Well, what?
I wanted to. I don't know how much longer you wanted to go, but I wanted to see like what cool pickups everybody got. I'd be interested, like whether it was a card or something you got from a vendor.
Oh yeah. Is TJ's mic working again? Nope. So you want to see if like we got something cool? Like you got
Just
something?
anybody. Yeah, I mean, I got something cool I can share, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like you know, a place at a bayous from a live roller event, but yeah.
So my cool takeaway from Eternal Weekend was a candelabra. I did get my candelabra, which was pretty cool.
You did get a candlestick.
Oh, that's right. I totally forgot. You picked that up on like pretty early, right? Thursday or Friday?
Day one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Day one.
It's like day one, Barnes. Day one.
Yeah. It was an expensive card that I didn't have that would stop me from playing a deck. So I bought it.
Yeah. That's dope.
What did you get, Barnes?
So everybody knows, all our viewers out there, all the listeners, I'm like an 8-pack collector. So like the basics. So I was looking for an 8-pack planes for my energy deck, and I was able to pick one up I think on Saturday, which was the last day I was at the event. So I was really pumped. I also picked up like 6 red 8-pack mountains as well. I'm collecting those. I'm like trying to get enough of those for my burn deck, for my legacy burn deck. I think I have like 8 to 10 of those right now. But yeah, I was able to get the planes. That planes is gorgeous. Actually, I think, where's my energy deck? It should be somewhere close.
Well, while you are looking for that, I will. Yeah. This was almost going to go with me to Eternal Weekend, but it did not show up in time. So if
I know what it is. I know.
So if we're talking about, I'm not the best at.
I was actually, it's funny you brought that up because I did not get to do a fraction of the shopping that I wanted to do at Eternal Weekend. Like, and after I was done playing cards, I was like, I just want to leave the convention center. Like, but dude, I wanted to do so much shopping, but which is probably good that I didn't, but oh, shiny abs, dude.
Oh, look at that.
A 2-player Karn on vacation playmat. That's hot.
Yeah. This is my vacation playmat. So when I go on a cruise this spring, I have an official vacation playmat that 2 people can play on.
That's
I wonder
awesome.
who the other person is that's going to play.
This is the land I picked up.
Oh, dude.
I said that bad.
That is
Here we
pretty,
go.
man.
Yeah, man.
And you got that for a steal, didn't you?
Yeah,
those-
this was he had these in a damage stack, which they were like 60, and those ones that he had that were damaged were fucked up, like pH fucked up, like they were bad. And this one wasn't. Like this, like the surfaces were fine. The only thing that was like wrong with this, or like the reason it was damaged, was like it's bent. But I riffle shuffle my cards, so I do not care if a card is like a little bit bent up. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do way more damage to it.
Yeah.
So I was really happy to get this.
It is a
and
pretty
the other
land.
ones. It's
Very
it is
pretty land.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I might be going up to 2 planes in my energy list, so I might need a.
You're not supposed to be looking at energy right now. You're playing Delver.
I was just taking a peek. It's just a peek.
I was just peeking.
I promise I've been off the sauce.
Dude, I wish I could have done so. Like, I did pick up. I got a 3rd beta Llanowar Elf, which I need 1 more. I was gonna find 1 more, but I just didn't. I didn't have like the will, I guess, to look for it. But and I got a couple of beta basics. Nothing crazy. Like, I'm weird about it. Like, I want them in good condition, but I don't want to spend like $20 a piece on some of them. And
Yeah.
some of those guys had like $30-$40 on.
Yeah, they were
some of
very
them.
proud of theirs.
Yeah, like not their primo arts either. Because like I think one of each art obviously goes for more. And like the one island is like $40 or $50. And I have 4 of those, and I'm like, am I really ever going to play a deck that plays more than 4 basic islands?
No. The
I
answer
want
Totally.
a draft set. I want
Like
a
a draft. Yeah,
Yes,
like unless you
that
want like
makes
a
sense.
killer draft set. Yeah.
But no, I did get my Beta Bayou day 1. Like
Yeah.
I did nothing else other than go immediately to the booth, and I'm like, Beta Bayou.
Make this happen now.
Like I can't play my deck. I need another Beta Bayou.
Yeah. I don't know that like you were still like in the past, right? Like you were like you didn't have a premonition that you were gonna win 4 later.
No.
Well, not betas, but bayous.
Well, and what was surprising about those? They were so crispy, dude. Like
Yes.
they were beautiful. Like I don't think I've ever owned a dual land that was that nice. And I fully expected them to be like beat up, like HP, like, and nothing against Buffalo Chicken Dip, but like I always think like Buffalo Chicken Dip duels, like you always get like HP, MP, like they're always fine.
Yeah.
But these things were fucking near mint, and I was like, whoa, like I'd have been fine with a MP HP dual land,
Right.
but I was
They
just really shocked that
clean.
they were near mint dual lands, and like so I was like, I'm selling these immediately.
Yeah. That's so dope.
Yeah.
Dude, you had a good weekend, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a good showing. I think that like it was a combination of everything, like the staying focused on myself, CrossFit. It was the I got a little bit of reps in with it with paper, but like, dude, I didn't jam like any leagues with it really. Like it was mostly just like paper and like sequencing heuristics and stuff like that, like just like understanding it and then mentally taking a break before Eternal Weekend.
Right.
Like saying like, I don't need to jam 50 games, a week out from Eternal Weekend. Like, I'm just gonna chill and do my own stuff, and then we're gonna show them we're gonna play some Magic.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Barnes, thank you so much for joining us in today's episode. And we're just at our hour mark. We have been working a little bit on the website. So if you head over to ohioeternal.com, you'll see some of our, like I have my write-up from Eternal Weekend there, and we're constantly adding new information. So if you want to put your email in there, you'll get notified when this goes live or any of our write-ups go live. We'll also be adding things like Metafy for Tony's Cradle Control list, putting one together for Mono Red as well, and maybe even a little Pauper guide. So those will all be up and available at ohioeternal.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and I hope you have a good week. We'll see you.